Hi guys, it's Ben Heath from Lead Guru, and in this video, I'm going to give you 6 on-page SEO tips that deliver outstanding results. Now, for those of you that aren't familiar, on-page SEO refers to the techniques, the measures, the things you can do on page. It's exactly what it sounds like, on your own website, on your own articles, your own web pages, to help you move up the search rankings in Google and other search engines and to get more organic traffic. So SEO is a broader topic. Search engine optimization also covers things like generating backlinks, which are things away from your website that are off page. On-page SEO refers to things that are on your website, on your web page, and that's what this video is going to be all about. And on-page SEO techniques don't take very long, but they can make a really, really big difference to your rankings, so they are well worth doing. Okay, so tip number 1 is to optimize your URL. So you can see up here, I've got an example article in front of us. I'm going to use this and a couple of other examples to help demonstrate these tips. And this article is called "What is the Facebook Ads Learning Phase and Why Does It Matter?" Now, the target keyword we're going after here is Facebook Ads Learning Phase. It's that section there. Okay. Now you can see up here that in the URL of this blog post is called leadguru.co.uk/Facebook Ads Learning Phase. So the first thing we've done is we've made sure that we've got the target keyword in our URL. We've also made it nice and short. So studies have shown that short URLs tend to perform better and rank higher than long URLs. So for example, we wouldn't want the URL here to be "What is the Facebook Ads Learning Phase and Why Does It Matter?" That would be too long. We want it nice and short to just be the keyword. It's also important to make sure you remove the sort of small connecting words. So don't put things like "and," "it," "is," "the" in your URL. Again, studies have shown that cleaner, simpler URLs tend to generate more organic traffic. It also makes it easier for searchers and people who might want to directly put in the name of your article into Google. It makes it easier to find if they are typing it out, okay? Which is not going to be an enormous amount of people, but is significant. So that's tip number 1, is to optimize your URL. Tip number 2 is to not only make sure that you include your target keyword in your article, or the same thing applies to web pages, let's say the main page in the website, services pages, things like that, if you aren't producing content. Not only include the target keyword, so in this case Facebook Ads Learning Phase, but also include related searches and things that are similar and related and synonyms and things like that. It would look quite odd to Google if my article, for example, on the Facebook Ads Learning Phase didn't talk about things that are related to the Facebook Ads Learning Phase. That would just not seem right. And you're unlikely to rank as highly as a result. Now, if you're writing articles or web pages, things like that, you may already be naturally talking about things that are related to your target keyword because you're providing information for people who are going to read this content. But it's something that you can specifically check and make sure of. So the best way to do that is to just jump into Google and search for something like, search for your target keyword, not something like. So if I was to search for Facebook Ads Learning Phase, which is my target keyword here, you can see actually that I rank in position 5.6 for this target keyword, which is fantastic. This click information is definitely incorrect. Article generates about 100 visits a day. So what's that? Let's say 3,000 a month. Just quickly, a quick aside, I know I'm off topic here, but if we were to pay on a Facebook ad campaign to generate 3,000 visits to that blog post a month, we'd probably be looking at 50 cents a click. So that's $1,500. So this article ranking organically is the equivalent to about $1,500 a month worth of free advertising. $18,000 a year. So just to show you that going through these on-page SEO techniques and taking the time to do it can be well worth doing it. $18,000 a year worth of effectively free advertising, because that's what it would cost to generate the same amount of traffic if we're advertising on a platform like Facebook or Instagram or something like that, is well worth doing. Okay, anyway, so you type in the keyword, scroll down. Oh, I didn't realize this, but I've actually got the 2 top ranking videos for this keyword as well, which is awesome. But what you want to do is you want to come down to this section at the bottom that says searches related to Facebook Ads Learning Phase. And you want to include some of these phrases, these keywords, in your article. So for example, you want to read through these. My article is all about the Facebook Ads Learning Phase, right? So this one here, exiting the learning phase, is definitely something we would want to include in our article because it's related, it makes sense. It's obviously something that Google's going to be watching out for. Perhaps Facebook pixel learning is another example. Okay, now not all of these are going to be relevant. So learning phase meaning in Hindi, well, I'm not writing in Hindi, so it makes no sense to include that keyword in our article. But things like Facebook Pixel Learning, Facebook API Learning Phase, exiting the learning phase, Facebook Learning are all things we want to make sure is in that blog post and is going to help it rank. Very quick and easy thing to do, but does make a significant difference. Okay, so let's go back to our blog post now. Tip number 3 is that in general, longer content is better quality content and ranks higher as a result. This is something you can do on page. It's an on-page SEO technique, and that's to write longer, more in-depth, more value-packed content. So I'm just going to quickly jump over to another example of an article we've created called 47 Facebook Advertising Tips for Success in 2020. Now, this article is basically a mini book. It's got just under 7,000 words. It's taken a long time to write it, but it ranks for a really, really competitive keyword like Facebook advertising tips. Okay, and by the way, this keyword, Facebook advertising tips, has way more traffic than the Facebook ads learning phase. I mean, I said we're generating 3,000 organic visitors a month on this keyword, but there's very little search volume. Getting an article with this keyword to rank generates a lot more, which is fantastic. But yeah, the value that we deliver in this article really helps it rank, because you've got to think Google wants to give its users, its searchers, a fantastic search experience. So what does that mean? That means that when you search for something on Google, Google wants to give you the best possible search results. Okay, they want to give you the thing that answers your question, that gives you tons of value. That's going to give you a good search experience. So if you can provide more information, you can provide more helpful links, videos, images, etc., people are going to spend more time on the page, whether it's a web page or an article, and that is a signal, that is a ranking signal to Google that, people are spending loads of time on this page. They're not coming straight back out to Google and researching and going to another website. They're obviously finding the answer to their query here. They're enjoying the content. They're spending time. Great. Let's move this article up the search rankings. So something that is probably a bit more time consuming in terms of an on-page SEO technique is to write longer, better, higher quality content, but it is definitely something that is worth doing, particularly for those very tough to rank for keywords, very competitive keywords like Facebook advertising tips. There's obviously a lot of digital marketing experts in the Facebook advertising space, as you would expect. Okay, tip number 4, just have a look at my notes there, is to use outbound links. So you don't just want to link to your own content, but I'm going to get into that in a minute. You also want to link to other pieces of content, useful resources within your article. So if I scroll down here, you can see that the red words, they're links, okay? And a lot of these links are to internal, so they're to our own blog posts and pages, but a lot of them are to external locations. So for example, this article on Facebook advertising tips is going to link to Facebook's support documentation on things like how to install the Facebook Pixel and things, as an example, and things like that, okay? So don't be stingy about linking out to other resources. Where appropriate, it's important to link to other websites that have great content that are really going to help your readers out and complement whatever it is that you're providing. Don't worry that they're going to sort of click on, go to the other person's website, not come back. That's not really how it works. And remember, Google wants your resource to be as useful as possible, and linking out to other high quality stuff is useful. So you don't need to go and stuff your web pages and articles with tons and tons of outbound links to other websites, but making sure you have a few in there is important. It also helps demonstrate to Google that your content is sort of closely affiliated with their content. And if you're linking out to high quality sources, that association can help create an image that your content, your web pages are high quality and help you move up the rankings, help you get more organic traffic as well. So just a quick tip. So that's tip number 4. Tip number 5 is the reverse of that, and that's internal links. Okay, so you want to make sure that not only you outbound linking to other websites, but also within your pages, within your articles, you are linking to your own web pages and own articles. So again, if I was to go down here, all these red ones you can see, I'll just quickly scroll so you can see, there are lots and lots of links in this article to all sorts of different articles and pieces of information. There's a free webinar there, my Facebook group there, all sorts of things that are A, moving people around my website, so they're going to spend more time on my website because they're going from page to page to page, and B, making this resource more valuable, which is absolutely fantastic. And also C, if this article is ranking and generating a lot of traffic, by getting some people to click off it onto other articles, other web pages, and spend time then on those and demonstrate to Google and other search engines that those articles, those web pages are valuable and that the session duration is quite high on those as well, well, that will confer benefit on those other pages, other blog posts, and they will also move up in the search rankings. So it's a very simple on-page SEO tip that you can do. And the way I do this is just once you've finished writing an article, make sure that you go through it and just, where appropriate, when you're sort of touching on a topic but not fully explaining it, just go, oh, I've written an article or written a blog post all about this. I will include a link here or how to do it. So this is a perfect example I've got right in front of me. Tip number 5, and this is to build a Facebook group. And here I'm linking, I show you exactly how to build a Facebook group in this step-by-step article. So I don't show them how to build a group in this one. I tell them to build a group and link to another article that shows them how to do it. You can link to all sorts of things. You could link to YouTube videos. You could link to lots of helpful resources, but make sure you link to some pages within your own website. Internal links are very, very important. And then finally, tip number 6, on-page SEO tip number 6, is to use a lot of multimedia. So I'm going to stay on this article because it's a perfect example. Let's carry on scrolling. So multimedia, by the way, I'm referring to videos, images, bullet points, things that make your content more consumable, more digestible, less of a slog to get through. You know, if someone loads up your web page or your article and it's just reams and reams of text and someone looks at that and think, oh, I can't bear to read that, that would be too painful. Multimedia makes a big difference. So as I'm scrolling through this, you're going to see lots of embedded YouTube videos. Here's another example. You're going to see images and screenshots and all sorts of pieces of multimedia. Look, most of these tips have got something in here. That one hasn't loaded for some reason. There we go. There's an image, another image, all sorts of videos, screenshots, things to make it interesting, useful, valuable. Remember, when it comes to on-page SEO, user experience is key. The more you can improve your visitors' experience, and multimedia makes a massive difference to that, the more they will stay on page. And that's a huge ranking signal to the search engines for them to go, aha, this article, this blog post, this web page, people are spending a lot of time on it. It's clearly interesting and valuable and something that searchers want. Therefore, we'll stick it higher up the rankings. And that's how things go. Okay, so to very quickly recap the 6 on-page SEO tips, we've got, I'll jump back over to my other original article about learning phase. We've got to optimize your URL, include the target keyword, don't make it too long, etc. We've got to include related searches in your article. So remember, I went out to Google and I did this search. We're going to include some of these related searches in the article. It gives a more rounded and a more realistic picture that yes, this article, this web page is actually about that target keyword, and therefore it should rank for it to Google and the other search engines. Tip number 3, we go back to our Facebook advertising tips post. I'll scroll to the top. Is that longer content in general is better. The average blog post or web page that ranks in the top position across search terms is just under 2,000 words. A very large study. I don't know exactly who did it, so I apologize for not being able to comment on that. But I remember the data was something like 1,900 and something words was the average length of the top ranking result in Google. Okay, so this one's just under 7,000 words. If you're trying to rank for very competitive keywords with lots of other articles you have to compete against, absolutely, longer content is better, improves the user experience for all the reasons we mentioned. Let me go back to my notes, make sure I'm getting these right. Tip number 4 is to use outbound links. So link to other high quality premium resources. On-page SEO tip number 5 is to use internal links. Make sure you're linking to your own content within your own content. Helps move people around, improves user experience, etc. And finally, tip number 6 is to use a lot of multimedia, images, videos. It takes a bit of extra time to do this, but can really help improve that user experience, help you move up the rankings in Google, and help you get more organic traffic. Okay, so hopefully that's been useful. Just before you go, I just want to quickly mention our SEO services. So we can help move your website higher up the rankings in Google and other search engines for you. And our SEO services start from just £350 per month, which is roughly $430 as of today's exchange rate for those of you that aren't based in the UK. So a very, very affordable service. Now, if you're interested in having an expert digital marketing agency handle this for you, improve your results, then the best first step is to click on a link in the video description below. That'll take you to a page where you can request a free SEO report. And basically what we'll do is we'll analyze your website and we will make a number of recommendations on things that we think could improve performance, could help you move up the rankings. We'll also tell you how our services work and the costs associated and how we might be able to help and get you the results that you're after, which is obviously what you're probably watching this video for in the first place. So if you're interested in our services, go ahead and click on that link and request a free SEO report, and we'll be in touch very soon. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, please share it. A lot of people ask how they can help, pay me back in a sense. Of course you don't have to, but pay me back for producing this free content. Sharing it is the way you can do that. You can really help me out. Comment below if you enjoyed this video to let me know. If you've got any questions, pop in the comments. Happy to answer questions. And of course, subscribe to my YouTube channel. When you do subscribe, make sure you click the little bell notification so that you are notified when I publish new videos. I'm publishing multiple videos a week on Facebook advertising, on SEO. So if you're interested in either of those topics, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on new content that's going to help you get better results. Okay, thanks a lot, guys. I will talk to you soon. Bye for now.